Guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you a White Forest build. Fiendsmith, White Forest, Azamina, Diabellstar. Holy shit, that's a tongue twister. But anyways, before I go into the deck list, I want to say something completely important. This deck is gonna have a lot of variations and a lot of different iterations. And listen, this is our job as the White Forest community, is to figure out which one is the best. Because this is, I was talking to my friend and I compared this deck a lot to Brandon in the sense that it has so much engine bridges that it actually makes this deck insane, in the sense that it's really good at breaking boards and it's really good playing into hand traps because the bridges just work well into each other. But the point is, a small spoiler alert, I'm playing this deck at 50 cards, but that's a little segue into what I wanted to say. We have to figure out the correct ratio of cards and or ratios, I want to say, so we know what is going to be correct moving on. It's like a lot of debate has been going on about what's correct, like 3 fields pro, for example. That's a really big example because we have, this deck has no consistency issues. You always have a you're gonna have a way to combo. Of course, the field spell card is a 1-card combo, but it does play a lot worse into hand traps, especially like Ash and Droll. If those are the cards you're going to be playing against this meta. And that being said, I opted to play this deck list, and this is a deck list I used on pre-released tournament. I went 4-1. And I was really glad of how it played out too, because I think the Fiendsmith is like really getting into the hand traps that are going on around in the format right now, because people are going like triple Peruli and triple full Warlords now. So if you try playing into your own White Forest engine through Perulia, through Perulia, their opponent's probably gonna draw like a good amount of fucking cards, and you need like plan A, plan B, plan C, because a lot of decks just play around a lot of these hand traps, like especially like Malice. They're just really good at playing against the hand traps, the ones that are currently in the format. So yeah, Fiendsmith just helps with that. Like I'm talking about like a lot. You can't be expecting to get drolled and Mulcharmied every game, because that's what's gonna happen. You're either gonna get drolled or Mulcharmied, because the chances of drawing one of those cards in a 40-card deck having 9 copies is like, it's like above 80%, right? So you need to have like always like a plan of actions when you're like getting those floodgate hand traps played around you. So this is the build I decided to play. Like again, I really like how it played out. So I play 3LZ. That's never gonna change. This card is like crazy. Yeah, there's not much to say about this. This is like one of the cards you actually want to play first, to start your engine going, because I don't want to say it. Okay, the best card that Droll checks is Sylvie, and of course you play 3 of, because if you Sylvie search woes and you have another way to extend, you're already playing with woes, right? Plus searching for follow-up. It's like Sylvie's like the best starter. I mean, I guess let's just put this here. I guess Estella is the best starter, but the problem is, if you have a way to get to the Azamina LZ, the Sylvie just goes way harder because you can synchro into it. And the same can be said about Rusia, but Sylvie just ends up being always a better normal summon. Cause yeah, like you don't have to like pay cost for Sylvie to resolve. You have to play cost for Estella to resolve, and then you're just negging yourself if she gets Impermed or Veiler. So Sylvie's just the best card to normal summon, even with the inclusion of White Forest. White Forest just makes her like insanely better, because now she's a 1-card combo. So you have like, if you, I'm not playing 3 spell cards, by the way, 3 field spell cards. I value the Azamina engine a lot, and that's gonna be the discussion going on. But I don't want to say it's a preference, But how things are going around with the hand traps, like playing too much into Droll is like a detriment. And then the last card is Diabel's the Witch. This card is not Diabel Star, otherwise it would be broken. Because you can like, it would be then Wanted would be the best card to play against Droll, because you could just like search this and you can go almost full combo with this. So it's a Wet Force card, and it's Diabel, but not Diabel Star. So yeah, it's not searchable by Wonder, but it's still a really good card. Of course you play it because it's crazy, man. Like, the deck needed some kind of floodgate effect, so your board would be easier to break, and that's what this card gives. I'm playing 2 Engraver, 1 Lacquer, and 1 Lurie. Again, it's just Droll, bro. And the Molcharmies, I don't want to see too much of these cards where I'm just gonna insta lose. Like, of course, this card's great, but the good thing about Fiendsmith is that it acts as a spell card too, so you can like search Engraver, and even if you don't get Drolled, you can at least resolve a Stellar or LZ to try to at least do 1 synchro summon. But yeah, like these cards are just really good. And they give you the grind game you need to actually compete against like decks like Mitsurugi, which has like infinite follow up. And then the best card in the deck is Diabel Star, which is the card that plays against Droll the best, right? And that being said, this is why I'm valuing the Azamina engine so much, because if I'm maxing out of these cards, that just means that I'm going to be accessing the Azamina engine a lot more, right? So if I'm going to start like Field Spell, get Drolled, and I can't actually like at least go into Azamina fusion, I'm like losing hard, right? So yeah, I'd rather just start this. Droll check with Deception, and I have Hallowed in my hand. So yeah, a little bit of a segue is that I'm gonna try out the non-Fiendsmith version, because the non-Fiendsmith version has the extra deck space, because it's all extra deck space, by the way. So you can play the full Azamina package, because the full Azamina package is crazy. But we're playing like it is, how it is right now, and I like it like this a lot. But anyways, 1 Diabel Star Vengeance. This card is like absolutely goated. Like, these 2 cards are like a whole entire board on himself, and I guess I'll put it at the end of the video. But it's crazy how if you play the Azamina level 12 synchro, I think she's level 12, you can actually end up with all your board being unaffected by destruction effects and non-targetable. So it's like your whole board is basically Dragoons, and that's like crazy to hear. But yeah, this card's quick effect to pop and special summon a tuner from the extra deck was crazy, because it's what the deck needed on a boss monster, basically. So now your deck has like boss monsters, and whenever a deck has like built-in normal like, how do I say, non-extra, you don't have to like go into your extra deck to like put threats like this. That puts such a high ceiling on the deck. So just the reason that you have a card to search as good as this card is like crazy. The only thing it pays half your life points, but you know, like that in 2025 it isn't really a detriment, right? Then we're playing like I said, we're playing the thing that everybody's doing right now. It's just playing Molcharmies galore. I didn't have space to put the third one of this, but I would play it like every other day. And the good part about this deck in particular has enough discard, or has a requirement of using cards as fodder, which these cards are just never dead. You're just gonna actually, you want monsters in your hand when you want to try to resolve deception, so you don't have to pitch Witch. So like there you go. Like, you have Molcharmies that are actually doing something on when you're going first. So yeah, these cards are good. Then I played Triple Ash because they're just against Molcharmies, bro. Like, of course they serve for hand trapping your opponent, but really, this card is basically just negating Molcharmies every other interaction. So, and I played 1 Reaver, 1 Veiler, and 1 Droll, because I'm playing normal mode of Crossout, and the simple reason, if I can run main deck a card that could help me play against Droll, I'm absolutely doing it. There's really literally no reason for me not to do that, right? And the simple fact that you can use Nobleman of Crossout is when you The simple fact you can go like cross out, negate, draw, and then go into Diabell's the White Forest synchro, and then get your Nobleman cross out back, so you can negate cards like Talent, for example, is like crazy. So yeah, and then 3 Imperm to round out the traps. This card is particularly better than Valor because it's a spell. It's a trap, so you can discard it out of the White Forest cards. And then one tracked, it's the only like engine requirement piece I run for Fiendsmith. I'm not running Paradise because I don't think it's needed. You just want to like access the engine, or a smaller trap card. This was better. Like I was only ever putting one of these, like either tracked the quick spell one, or the trap. And I guess you could actually opt to play the quick play card, which is okay, I guess. It's actually not a bad idea, but I rather just open track because it's just like a better standalone card. But yeah, one tracked, yeah, and then 3 Wanta, which is the best card in the deck, right? Like this card is absolutely crazy. It's a card that actually doesn't make Droll that oppressive, because you have like that card in Diabell's main deck, and 1 Deception, 1 Hollowed Azamina for the package to round out, and 1 Philly Diabell. I guess we're gonna put this here. These are the new cards, which are Curse of the Diabell and Philia Diabell. Okay, listen. These cards are absolutely insane because you can access them through the new White Forest Witch or Diabell, whatever you want to call it. Because she dumps a Diabell spell trap, so you dump this, and this searches you this, and this searches you Vengeance. So you already have Vengeance's summon requirement in your graveyard, but you don't even have to do that. Sometimes if you have like another trap, you can like an Imperm you can manage to banish. Like you can actually reset with this with Diabell's, and this card is absolutely crazy. This like destroys all your opponent's face-off monsters, which is insane. Like it's just more engine starters for your deck. So it's like, this is what I'm saying. This deck is like a lot like branded. It's like no matter what you draw into, like you're always gonna get into the same cards, which is crazy because then you're like playing how do I say, cards that aren't locked into once per turn basically. So when you're playing against interruptions, your deck is like way cleaner to play into. And then for the White Forest cards, it's 1 Tails, 1 Forest, and 1 Sinful Spoils White Forest. Again, maybe it's correct to play 2 at the very minimum, but I'm just playing 1. Again, if you're not playing Fiendsmith, you have to play 3 of this, like 100%, right? So, and then I'll be putting up a deck list with, of course, with no Fiendsmith and doing this. Because it's still correct if you're not playing Fiendsmith, but since I'm putting, like, I have a lot of space dedicated to the Fiendsmith shit, which by the way, I'm always playing this deck of 50 cards. I don't care what anybody says because the ratios, listen, this is why I say this deck plays a lot like branded. The simple fact that your deck's niche is to play pitch spell or traps as cost for your engine requirement, or pitch cards in general as an engine requirement, is like you have to have the right combination of ratio of cards. So in a 50 card deck, you can play around with those numbers correctly. So you can go, if you want to draw like the right amount of spell or trap cards without how do I say, gimping or deteriorating your own engine, you have to play into 50 cards. But yeah, 1 Call by the Grave, 1 Cross out, like I said. We need more cards to play into Droll and Charmies. And that being said, I'm playing 2 talents because this is like the best plan of contingent, because literally like Sylvie Woes is it'll get you there. Like when you play against your opponent's turn, if they draw you, that means they basically self-mill a card, so they're like playing a 5 card hand during their turn. You're playing your hand, of course, and then Woes sometimes will just be enough. Like they'll just go, if you're going against Malice, and they'll go like body to try to link up, and then Woes just book up moons them. Both clips them is a better term. Sometimes that's just enough, and then just getting cards like because I used to do this a lot in the old format. Maybe it's not correct now, but you can triple Tactus Talented to Trust, and then pitch trust or talent as cost, and then we get it with diaballs, and then just use it to like look at your opponent's hands to see what cards you have to really negate. You can't do that now because yeah, you're just gonna get trolled, bro. Mid combo. And then one Morgan and one Woes. This is like guys, don't play around with this. Maybe the Azamina trap is okay, but these are the best traps because this is sinful spoils, and that is very important. The Azamina trap is good, but this is just way better. Like I don't know how to stress like this is way better, especially like when you can get trolled and you can go like which Sylvie search Woes go into Fiendsmith engine, and which sets this. So you have Woes, this, and Fiendsmith combo, and you don't have to like the Azamina trap would have done nothing in that scenario. Is what I'm trying to say. So you have like a double Book of Moon effects with Desiree. So that's like you don't need to go hard into bouncing like 3 cards, which is it's good against some matchups. Like the Book of Moon effects will just get you there. Plus, it's important that this card, the way it sets itself is by controlling illusion monster, so it doesn't set itself by cost. So if like you pitch it for Diabell Star, you don't have to, since Diabell Star pitches for cost not as an effect, it wouldn't set itself like this does, right? So this actually circumvents that effect because this card just sets itself via just controlling an illusion monster. And then yeah, that rounds up the main deck. It's 50 cards. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's 50 cards. I did the math already. And then let's go into the side deck because I feel the side deck is very important. This is what I played the tournament too. So it was like triple Lantia. This is never gonna change. I like Meows, but the simple fact you could go like thrust into Sanctum just makes me just want to play Sanctum. You can't play art. You don't have enough space to play like Meows and both Meows and Lantia. So I'm just playing that. I'm playing triple because you still wanted to go first, or for when you go second. I mean, so yeah, and triple of the Bestials. I just wanted a card that was generically good against the format. Sadly, the only cards that I thought of side decking against Raziel, because since it's the Mizuruika version, I just maxed out on Perulia and just this to hit their engine for when I'm breaking their board apart. This is just generic side deck cards that are just good, along with Droll for Mitsurugi. So it's like the best hand trap coverage I could fit in, because I'm playing the triple trust for the Sanctum, and then barrier for Raziel, along with different dimension ground for Memento. So it's like the best coverage all around. And then Harpies, because it's just Harpies. It's like, when your opponent tries to set 5, it's really good. And Labyrinth is still in the meta, so you gotta respect that card or that deck. So that card is just always good in your side deck. And then just one Diabell's the original Sin Keeper. This card, I originally put this against the side deck against the mirror match, which ended up being really good. But then I realized, like, against deck like Mitsurugi, they can't like do the quick play spell to search. So it's like cute little things like this, like warrants this playing. But that wasn't even like the whole purpose I put this in. It's because this is one of the best cards to put against Malice going second, because if they can't play through with the trap cards, right? You have to like, because if you guys don't know what it does, is this: when your opponent tries to set a card, you can pop one card on each field. So you put them in this scenario where if they go normal summon a monster, they can't use the trap to like dodge the effect, because if they set a card first, I would have to I'm popping their trap before they normal summon. So it's like and since the Diabell's cards are much more easier to search with the new Diabell cards, like this is much more easier to summon. Like if you're going against Malice and you're going first, this is like a really sweet card to side deck in. So yeah, that's for the side deck. And then for the extra deck, we're doing, Let's do the synchro first. So we do one Silvera, one Arciela, one Poplar. That card's crazy, by the way. I can't believe we managed to like in 2025 to 2024 was crazy from Snake Eyes. We managed to get Snake Eyes Poplar in a synchro. I don't know how that happens. Which, by the way, this is what the deck needed. It was like a synchro monster that quick synchroed. Because yeah, that way you could obviously play on your opponent's turn, right? That's kind of cute. And then Diabels, which is crazier right now. And then of course the new level 12 synchro Vengeance, and then one Chaos Angel. So yeah, I like this ratio. You're always playing this ratio no matter what build you're doing. If you're doing the full synchro version, which I still think is wrong, I still like going into Crimson Dragon through, and then going to the Assault 12 star synchro. I think it's overkill, in my opinion. If you want Omni Negates, just go through the Azamina engine is what I'm trying to say. Some people just like completely ignore the Azamina engine and just try going to the synchro route, which I don't think it's wrong. It's just the Azamina engine is way too crazy, because it's just because of this card. And then for the fusions I play is one Murcielago and one Ilias Silva along with Shoroso, because you still need this to go into the White Forest engine. One Kira, this card's really good. And then one Doom Dragon for this card is crazy breaking boards. Because you can go like Doom Dragon with the Poplar. You can go like Poplar, Doom Dragon, take one of your monsters, and then go into Vengeance, take one of their monsters, and then battle phase pop 2. So it's like super good. That's it for the fusions, and then we play the and of course Desiree, but we were just gonna put it with a package. So it's Moon, Requiem, and Sequence, and that's it. I'm just gonna give you a small how do I say combo, because listen, I look out for your boy, looks out for you guys, because I know the deck is very convoluted now. So like people need to watch these combos so they have like a little bit of understanding what the deck can do now. So I'm just gonna do this. So yeah, guys, this is I'm gonna show you the one card combo. I mean, it's not really one card combo because you need Diabell Star, you need a monster card, and you need a card in blank. But just for the sake of this example, I'm just gonna put double Motarmi, because I feel like Ash is always getting used. Poor fucking Ash is getting used as this card fodder every other video. So I'm just going to use the Will Charmies for one, so Ash can rest. But yeah, that's all you need. And you're going to see how crazy this combo gets by the end. Okay, but just so you guys know, this iteration of the combo can have many combinations or end results. But I'm going to give you the most general the best end board you can generally do by playing around a lot of hand traps, or not put your opponent in bad situations with hand traps, or how do I say, it gives the best coverage going into the current format as an end board, because you can like end in woes, you can like end in double trap interruption, you can end in Fiendsmith combo. Like combinations are endless. But yeah, let's get into the combo. So you're gonna special summon Witch by pitching Folos, so you can set Deception from your deck, right? And then we're gonna pitch Folos with Deception. This is where the monster comes in, which you need to get Hollowed, right? So you're gonna send Hollowed or send Deception to the graveyard to special summon with Hollowed, which is going to be Murcielago, which will get you LZ, and then you're going to fusion summon here. My boy's right here. Shoroso, right? You still have this in your hand. You're gonna want to put Hollowed in your hand. This is very important because this is what the card you're going to be pitching. So you put this back in your extra deck. And then we're gonna special summon LZ with her effect, and then we're going to synchro off here for Arciela, and Arciela is going to trigger along with the LZ. This is much more important to trigger, so we're going to get ourselves Morgan, which is important. Do need Sinful Spoils cards that'll reset itself. You can go. I don't think it matters what you go. You can go the quick spell card too, but I rather just. This is just way better depending on how the interruptions go. I guess. So I just always search Morgan because you want to keep the quick display spell card in your deck. I guess this is what I end up searching during this combo. This is what I'm resolving, right? So you're gonna pitch the hollowed for Tails, and this is why I said the field spell card is not that important because it's gonna lock you out of the Omni negate, and I don't want that. And you're gonna see how I circumvent that. So you're gonna activate Tails by and you search LZ, and you're gonna special summon LZ by pitching Morgan, which will search you Diabells, which is a White Force card. Then you're gonna synchro summon here into Diabells. Then Diabells is gonna try to, since you synchro summon her accordingly, she's gonna pick up Hollowed from your graveyard back, right? And then we are good here. We can reset the trap card here. And then we're gonna special summon Diabells by sending the trap. Right, which is going to trigger to send our Curse of Diabell to the graveyard, which is going to trigger to search out Fila Diabell, which is going to search us Vengeance. And Vengeance is a Sinful Spoils card, so you can activate Hollowed, so you can trigger another fusion, which will be Ilya Silva. So this way you have an Omni negate during your opponent's turn, which is very important. And then you can go ahead and special summon Vengeance from the graveyard by banishing, this is Spanish by the way, by banishing Curse and Filia Diabell. This is going to be your end board, and you can opt to going Fiendsmith combo here, and then keeping both your Omni negate and your 1-card interruption, 2-card interruption here. But I do rather just keep this here because that means your board is unaffected by destruction effects. So that means your Ilya Silva can't be like forced out of certain effects, and your board is like really good against Detonator against and Miss Rugi because they have to like kill these things by other means. They can't just Raigeki you. So, and of course, if they can't destroy this by card effect, that means they have to go into a battle phase to kill most of these things. And I'm going to show you the interaction. This will set itself, right? So you have fodder already for your, this is what all through 1 card. You have fodder for your Diabell. So if your opponent tries to like go into battle phase, you can send this to Silvera to Book of Moon their entire field, right? And if that wasn't enough, you can do Vengeance to pop one of their cards, summoning Poplar, which will put these 2 cards in the back row. I don't think it matters too much. I mean, it matters so you can keep this if you end up triggering your Vengeance first, so you can keep these 2. You can pitch one of these off, but you do have like for your follow-up, you do have continuous and smaller cards to pitch. But the most important thing is that you have the Poplar to go into the Snake Eyes, and this is why this is way better like this, because you still end up having the destruction protection effect with having the Diabell's synchro. So yeah, and if you end up doing the Book of Moon, these cards just gain like 500 attack, so they're like in some scenarios it's bad because you do have to play against Zeus. But yeah, like Zeus is like a way better card against this deck now in general. So this is what you're gonna be playing up again. This is what you can be able to do with 1 Diabell Star, which is insane. And this is without counting your other 4 cards in your hand. Maybe the cards that you use for cost, of course. But the cards you do end up using for cost in this deck just end up like pushing you further, of course. Because you can just draw these cards that you search, like Curse. And then you'll trigger all their searches in between the combo. So you can end up searching other things. Because as you notice, I didn't end up resolving Sylvie in my combo, or any of those cards. So that means I don't want to say the follow is gimped, because you do still have Deception Search and you do have your follow-up here, and this can tell special summon Arceala, so you can search the field spell card. That's why you still have to run it no matter what, of course. But yeah, you see how crazy these cards get you into the board, how far they get you into the board now. But yeah, guys, the deck is absolutely crazy now. The Vengeance, like Diabellstar Vengeance, just pushes your board like into a crazy amount of interruptions, and not only interruptions with the Diabell's White Force card. Getting your monsters being protected by destruction effects means your opponent has to like use unconventional methods to break your board. But anyways, guys, I hope you like this video. I will be making a combo video, so you guys can see how far Sylvie gets you, how far the field spell card alone gets you. That's for the people who are running 3Os and running the normal version. And we're gonna be bringing you the pure version. I don't want to call it the pure version. I'm gonna call it the Azamina version because that's what it is, which I think is pretty good, just as good as this one. But yeah, guys, remember to like and subscribe to the video. It's been a week, right? Yeah, dude, we're fucking making it, bros. Again, shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh boys. You guys are the best community by far. If you guys have any questions or any pointers or whatever you want to say in the video down below. I read the comments. I'll interact with you guys. Yeah, stay tuned for the other White Forest video. And yeah, guys, keep having a good week. Love you guys, and peace.